But look, sports is sports at a competitive level. Being a musician and anything, I think, what being in a competitive environment where you have to prepare to go up against someone else or against yourself is you do kind of learn that sort of discipline and work ethic so that you are ready when it's time to do the thing, you know? And I have thought about how I structure a lot of the stuff, with the practices in football, it was very structured, It was between 5:12 and 6:17, we were doing drills. Between 6:17 and 8:15, we were doing group work, and they would blow the horn on the button. And then even the plays that we would work against were the plays you would think, well, they had just a set number of plays that we would work on, either on defense or offense, based on who we were playing. And I always thought, man, that's just so specific. What about if they're doing other things? Well, you can't control what other things they might have. Let's be ready for these things we know they do. And it was such a structured way of working that I think did influence me, that even how I break it up into the units and even when we're doing it, it's very, in such a way. And not everybody likes that kind of thing, and that's fine. The other example is, we could have just played pickup football to get ready for the team, but and if you go anywhere, that's kind of how they do it. The practices are really structured in such a very to the minute way. So I was probably influenced by that. And my football experience was a lot of lessons. I mean, it was just a great experience. I mean, of course, there's a frustration of injuries and all of that stuff. But, with anything, the trials and tribulations of the fight, through injuries or, my analogy with football is like no other sport, but there's one sport you get knocked down. And it's not getting knocked down because you will get knocked down. I've seen, being practicing, like some of the dudes who were like in your mind, like gods, and they just get crushed. You're like, wow. What, they get up next play and they knock somebody down themselves in the next play. Right. It was one of those sports that it's literally kind of like life. You're going to get knocked down a lot. And it's just what you do to get up on the next play. And as a defensive back, you could get beat. You got to have a short memory. Next play, you got to try to make a play the next play, I do pull from that a lot. But it's, look, like I said, any dancers, musicians, any sport in terms of athletes, any kind of thing, it doesn't have to just be that. Usually people who thrive in a way, who have that work ethic, are people who come from some sort of discipline like that, It does sort of help. It doesn't have to be, but it does seem to make a difference sometimes.